What's up? I'm Patrick and welcome to ISW Reacts. Today I'm reacting to Hua Chenyu, God Tree and Arrival. These two songs were requested by Rosa. Thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means a lot to me. She asked me to react to those two songs back to back because they follow each other. She also said a short story of God Tree. Hua was on his balcony looking out at the street and began to imagine the roots of a tree bursting through all that cement and growing, destroying everything. Then he made the song Arrival, and while God Tree is about destruction, Arrival is about rebirth. That already sounds like a great concept once again. I'm excited to see this. If you want to be like Rosa and support me and my channel, you can also request the song on my Buy Me a Coffee page, or you can check out my Patreon, where you can find some exclusive content. You get requests included monthly. There are full concert reactions. The links are in the description if you're interested. Thank you very much. Before we start, please also leave a like, consider subscribing, and now let's just get into it. Oh. Already looks great. What an atmosphere. I wouldn't feel well at all standing up there, by the way. I'm afraid of heights, so that wouldn't be something for me. Let alone then just perform and sing. Breath control. It's continuously building up. I like it. Some grit. Epic. great song, great vocal performance. As always, I won't say too much in between the two songs. I just want to continue with the second song, Arrival. But just very shortly, I loved this. I loved the atmosphere of the song. I loved his performance. I loved the structure. I think in the end, he kind of closed the arc of the song again with like the same atmosphere as in the beginning, being calm again, and I think even maybe the same lyrics. And I definitely had chills multiple times throughout the song. But now let's just get into the second one. Interesting. Also very atmospheric, but in a pretty different way. What kind of instrument is this? Please let me know. I feel like I should know, but... This part is kind of like hypnotizing almost. captivating. Well, this second song was great as well. Didn't expect anything else, but still very atmospheric in a different way than the first one. It has less build-ups, but is even more like captivating with great melodies. Like I said, it's kind of hypnotizing in parts, mesmerizing, and very immersive. But yeah, so far the first impressions. Now let's continue chronologically with the first song. I really like the structure, like I said, of the song, how it's gradually evolving, continuously building up throughout the song until like the last section that I already mentioned, which kind of closes the song again with the same vibe as the beginning, and I think even the same lyrics. And until then, from the beginning, it's like developing through adding more and more layers of instruments, adding textures, but obviously also through his delivery. He starts pretty calmly and then increases the intensity of his delivery throughout the song. There are some parts where he shows great breath control with like longer notes. I love how his voice is swelling together with the instrumentation in some sections. He even adds some grit into his voice in the more intense parts. So I just love how the dynamics of the song and of his voice really go hand in hand. And the whole song is just creating this slow but emotional gradual expansion. I also like the kind of choir layers of backing vocals that give even more depth to the song. And obviously that one part, I think pretty much in the middle of the song, was one of the moments that gave me goosebumps the most, where he also like I think holds a longer note, and then there's a pause, and then the instrumentation gets even more epic with more like orchestral layers. Also the percussion gets a little more intense, and from then it almost develops into a rock song with very epic symphonic orchestral elements. I think that's also the moment where like this thing for the lack of the right word he's standing on starts to move and starts to come down. So it's just a great climactic moment. Everything fits: the performance, the music, and the way he sings when he then comes back in. And that is just one of many moments I really liked in this song. I love the whole atmosphere, a great soundscape they created, also with awesome melodies and obviously a great vocal performance. And then the second song feels a little different, even if it has similarities, but it's still a different vibe. It's also very atmospheric. It's also very immersive, but I feel like it's got different sounds. For me, who doesn't know much about it, it feels like it's got some influences or elements of something like traditional, maybe some traditional Chinese music influences. And I think the structure is very interesting again, but also in a different way, because I feel like in the second song, the arrangement is also like building up and expanding, increasing intensity also through layering and through different textures. But mostly it's like building up in the verse, and then it comes to this what I'm guessing is the chorus, this repeating melody with the la vie, a vie, and so on, you know what I mean? And there it drops back again and it gets calmer. And I think that's interesting, because a lot of times in songs it's obviously like the chorus that's the biggest climax and everything's building up to those big moments. But here the chorus also always has a lot of impact, but in the opposite way, where they're kind of doing it the way like less is more. And I think it works really well also because this melody in that part is like so hypnotic, so mesmerizing, and through that it's also a resolution to the building up before. I also really like his delivery in the second song. It's, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like very smoothly woven into the atmosphere, into the instrumentation. Like his voice is really a part of the whole soundscape. Maybe also because sometimes the vocal melody is also layered in the background with some other, I don't know, backing vocals or also other instruments. His delivery feels a little more mystical maybe in this one, and it just flows with the song, if you know what I mean. He also adds some falsettos that are beautiful, and it just has a lot of movement, and it's just working together with everything else in such a great way. I think you know what I mean. That way he just manages to create this atmosphere that at least really drew me in. Lyrically, Rosa already said it. I read it in the beginning. Rosa said the first song, God Tree, is about destruction, arrival. The second one is about rebirth. And while I don't know if it's the true meaning or the intention of the song, through the images and metaphors he uses, I can't help but think of the destruction in the first one in like an environmental way, because he's talking about like waves, tsunamis, cloudy skies, the tree in the title. So I don't know, like I said, if he intends to do that, but I could definitely see these lyrics as a way of criticizing humanity, and especially like the relationship with the environment, with nature, almost kind of a warning to show or to talk about the forces of nature, and that nature is ultimately stronger than humans and will so to say fight back through like those catastrophes if we don't stop exploiting the environment because of greed, because of money, because I mean it's already visible that the way we are living, the way we are treating nature or the earth in general will have or is already having consequences, and it will get worse. So for me, my interpretation definitely makes sense. I don't know, like I said, if it's the true meaning, please let me know. But it is the truth. We have to start doing things differently. We have to start treating nature, treating animals, treating like the earth we live on with more respect. And obviously, first and foremost, that should be just like common sense and out of moral reasons. But even if you look at it from an egotistical perspective, if we want to live with at least some standards we now have in the future, if we want to prevent this destruction or even more destruction, that's another big reason. And while the second song or the lyrics of the second song are a little harder for me to understand, I think it could be talking about this kind of rebirth or restart, a renewal and an awakening that includes a little more respect, a little more empathy, and also peace. And I think in this song, it's kind of the result of the destruction. If I look at my interpretation of the first song, I think it shouldn't come that far. I think that could or should start earlier, as fast as possible, before we're in this state of chaos and craziness. But I think that probably needs a lot of optimism in the current system we're living in, with people in power that have no interest in changing anything. But hey, I think Hua Chenyu shows some hope in those songs. Obviously, if that's even the meaning. So why shouldn't I? Thank you very much, Rosa, for these 2 requests. I enjoyed both of those songs so much. I think these are 2 amazing songs. Both are very atmospheric in different ways. The first one, being a little more explosive towards the end with like bigger climaxes and huge impacts after like this gradual build up throughout the song, and with his delivery going along exactly with this evolution of the song, which I think is great. And the second song being atmospheric in a more like hypnotizing, mesmerizing way, a very immersive, very captivating, a little less epic and more like mystical, with his voice and his delivery really being a part of this bigger soundscape. Please let me know what other songs by him I should check out, or if you have any other artists you would like me to react to, please also let me know. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.